Hi everyone, in this tutorial we're going to be talking about animation. We're going to be importing an illustrator file, a logo file into 3D Max, and then we're going to be animating it as a practice. First, to start with the general animation part, we're just going to create a box and see what's going to go on. First of all, we're going to do the modeling part, and then we can start animating. Before we start animating, I have to go through the different formats of rendering and animation. So we have two regions in the world. One is called PAL and one is called NTSC, and definitely we have the film version. The problem is in rendering, which is how many pixels in the width and the height, it differs between PAL and NTSC. In PAL is 720 by 576 and in NTSC is 720 by 486, which means there's a difference about like 90 pixels in the height. Therefore, if you have any file that's PAL rendered as PAL and need to show it on an NTSC player, it won't work. It gives you an error, which is the wrong region, a blue screen usually. And the same thing for animation. The PAL it goes at 25 frames per second, and NTSC is 30 frames per second, which means there's 5 frames difference, which means PAL is each second is 25 images, and NTSC is 30 frames for 30 images per second. So if I want to convert from NTSC to PAL, the animation is going to be faster. If I'm going to convert from PAL to NTSC, the animation is going to be slower. So that's why if you render it as animation PAL or NTSC, it won't work on the other version. So this is a very quick knowledge for that. So if I have a box and I need to animate, first of all, I need to set my region. In Lebanon, it's PAL, and all Europe and a lot of area that's surrounding here, it's PAL. NTSC is usually US and some other countries such as Japan and maybe Canada and so on. So mainly, if you belong to the US, you need to go NTSC. If you belong to other countries such as Europe, or like, for example, my tutorial is from Lebanon, so it's called PAL. To change that, you have to go to time configuration, or you can right click on the play button. It will take you to the time configuration. It's the same thing, it's the same button. Either you go from here or here. So by default, this is our issue. By default, it's NTSC. So that's why we have to go to PAL if we need to animate as PAL, not NTSC. This is the first option. Second, I'm going to go through these, but I don't like to change them. Real time, it means it's going to be played back. When you do a playback, it's going to be played real time. So the same speed as real time. Active time viewport, okay, if you have 4 views, in my case I have now 1, if you have the 4 views and you play the button, only the active one, which has the this kind of mustard highlight, it's going to be played, not the 4 views will be played, which will take it easy on your graphic card. Loop, it means when you play the 100 frames or whatever frame you're working with, it's going to loop it back. Speed is 1x. If you want to play it fast forward or slow motion, you can. Just play it, as it's not going to change the animation. It's just going to play it in slow motion or fast forward. So I don't really care about this. So I'm going to keep them as is. I care about this. So start time is going to be 0. End time is how many seconds I want. So in my case, if I want to animate my box for 4 seconds, it's going to be PAL. So 4 times 25 frames per second. So it's going to be 100. Each frame, if you remember from here, it's 25 frames. Each second is 25 frames. If we want to animate 4 seconds, so it's going to be 4 times 25. So it's going to be 100. When I'm done, I press OK, and that's it. So now I have 100 frames. This is PAL, not NTSC anymore. So now, if I want to start animation, all I need to do is turn on the auto key. Shortcut for the auto key is letter N. So like no. So I'm going to turn on auto key. And then I'm going to do the animation. So from frame 0, I'm going to start my animation. I need this box to be wherever I want, from, let's say, here. or any other place. On frame 100, so it means after 4 seconds, I want the object to move from this point to this point. If I want to make sure that this is animated now, I can look at the timeline. I can see a red tick here, and there's another red tick here. That means it's going to be animated from this position to this position using these 100 frames. So if I play, you can see it's going to be animated in 4 seconds from this position to other. So now, each frame I can select. At the same time, I can move it, and if I press Shift and move, I can copy it if I want, and I can select and press delete to delete it. So now, if I want this animation to be from 0 to 100, I made it. If I want it to be from 0 to 25, for example, in 1 second, I'm just going to move this to 25. So now if I play, it's going to move faster in 1 second, and then it's going to pause for the rest of the animation because there's no other keys, so it's going to pause. So now, if I'm going to move this to 25, and then I want to move it at frame 50, after 2 seconds, it's going to move diagonally, maybe like this, and maybe after 75, it's going to move this way, and on frame 100, I'm going to move it something like that. So now I have this kind of animation. If I play it, it's going to move each second from one position to another. Okay. So I moved it on frame 100 on purpose, okay, a bit further, so I'm going to see this kind of jump. I have this kind of jump from frame 0 to frame 100. So because I moved it, I'm not sure where was it located, so it was just an estimation. If I want to make sure that this point position is the same as this position, all you need to do is just copy this key, shift and drag, and place it over the 100. So it's going to move from this point to this point. So now if I play, it's going to be seamless, and it's going to be a loop. Great. So this is basically how we can animate. I can animate on position, which I'm doing now. I'm going to create a cylinder here, and I'm going to go to hierarchy, affect pivot point. I'm going to move the pivot point to the center, so center to object. So it will be rotated like this from the center. And I'm going to animate this on rotation. So I'm going to go auto key. From 0, I want it to be this position, straight. And at frame 100, I want it to rotate 360 degrees or 720 degrees. This much. So now if you can play, you can see that this cylinder is going to be rotating in its place, and the box is going to be moving. If you look at the timeline now, you can see nothing. Okay, don't worry about the keys. You cannot see them because there's nothing selected. If you select this object, you will see the keys for this object. I have to go all keys. Okay, I'm going to talk about this later. So you can see all the keys. If you select the cylinder, you will see the keys. And you can see the keys are in different colors. They are green because move or position, it's going to be red. Rotation, it's going to be green. And what's rest is basically scale. So I'm going to just select maybe a sphere here. Okay, and I'm going to scale it. Alright, so I'm going to scale it. So I'm going to auto key, and then I'm going to scale it up and down. So let's say frame 25. After 1 second, I'm going to squash it, stretch it actually, and then I'm going to squash it, and then I'm going to stretch it again, and then I want it to go back to its original shape. So I'm going to select this, shift and drag, copy it to the 100, and it's going to go back to its original size. So if I play, you can see each one is doing a transformation: position, rotation, and scale. And if I select this object, you can see the scale keys are blue. So it's RGB, position, rotation, scale by order. Okay, so that's basically everything. Now I'm gonna delete this, and I'm gonna leave the just the box. If I want to do a position and rotation and scale on the same object, it's not a big deal. I can do it. So I'm gonna move this from 0 to 25. I'm gonna rotate this maybe 360 degrees, and then till 50 I'm gonna rotate on Z 360 degrees. Then I'm gonna animate this backward 360 degrees, and then I'm gonna rotate this 360 degrees. Okay, so now if I play, you can see it's going to move and rotate at the same time. All right, and if I see the keys, you can see the key is no more blue or red or green. It's going to be red and green in this case because I have position and rotation at the same time. Let's have scale too. So I'm going to scale it also. From 0 to 25, I want to stretch it. 50, I want to squash it. Then stretch it. And now I want to go to the original scale. So I'm going to move this key from here to here. So now if I play it, it's going to be rotated, same as scale and definitely position. Great. So that's basically. Now, if you see, I've just copied this key and I positioned it here. But what I did actually, I copied the move and rotate and scale, okay, key, and I copied them. If I want to move only one of those, let's say position, rotation, or scale, I have to access each one by itself. So I need to go to the filter tab. So right click on the animation slider, filter, and then you can access this. By default, it's all keys, so I'm going to see all the keys all together. All transform, I'm just going to move, see the transformed keys, which I'm already working with them, which are the move, rotate, and scale only. Okay, I can see the current transform. If I'm on the rotation tool, I see only the position. If I'm on the rotation tool, I see only the rotation keys. If I'm on the scale tool, I see the scale. Excuse me. Or you can access the object, which are the parameters. I can animate parameters, and you can access material, which I can animate material. So in my case, I'm going to go to current transform, and now I can access only the scale, position, and rotation. Okay, so I can access each one by itself if I want to move the scale, only the rotation, for example, and then I go filter all keys. So you can see this is only the scale and position, and the rotation is away. And then if I want to select and put it inside, it will automatically plug it in. So that's basically a quick review about animation, and it's really straightforward. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm gonna create a logo, import it from Illustrator, and do a quick animation about this logo. So I'm just gonna file, reset. I'm not gonna save. Oh yes. Okay, so now I have a new file, import, and I'm gonna import this logo. Merge it or completely replace. In my case, I don't need to merge because there's nothing there. I'm gonna completely replace, and I'm have it, let's say, multiple objects. So each one by itself. This is the logo. Good or bad, I have it. So now I need to make sure each line is separate than the other. There's nothing linked together because I want to animate each one of those by itself. Okay, in the letters, there's always the problem. If I select this line, you can see this is by itself and this is separate. So I need them to be attached. Same goes here. Same goes for some letters, let's say this letter, or maybe this letter, or and so on. Not all of them, some of them. So I'm going to go to the P, modify, attach inside geometry, and I'm going to select this. Then I'm going to press select, pressing Q, this attached to this, and then Q, this attached to this, Q, this attached to this. So to make things faster. And same thing goes here. So I press select, Q, attached to this, this attached to this, oops, sorry, attached to this, this attached to this, and letter E, I need it to be attached to this, and letter E also here, and letter A. Just have to go through them all just to make sure each letter by itself. So I think I have it now, each letter by itself. So I can double check and make sure I select them all and make sure they're all selected. But I think they're good. Now what I need to do is just to make them 3D. So I'm going to select If you want, I can select them all because I want them to be the same thickness. So I'm gonna extrude, and I'm gonna extrude them. The amount is, let's say, 1 centimeter, and that's it. So I have the thickness. Now, if I select any letter or any shape and I play around with the extrusion, you can see they are all linked. So what I can do, I can select them all if I want to change later on, and I can press this button, which makes them unique. So if I press unique, they're gonna all be unique. I'm gonna say yes. So they're gonna be all unique. If I want to extrude this different way, maybe animate it on the extrusion button, so it's gonna be separate. Now, if we didn't check the logo, I'm gonna open the logo again, which is here. Okay, just to check the logo and the colors of the logo. So just gonna wait a second. Okay, so that's basically the logo, and you can see it's dark blue, very dark blue, almost black, and orange. Okay, we can get the same colors if you want, but we're not going to talk about materials now. So we're just going to select these and give them an orangey color. I have this already prepared from before, and this is going to be the dark blue, which is this. You can always select add custom color. This is how I added them, and I'm going to have these as orange, and I'm going to have all the others except those. So I'm going to press Alt to deselect. It's going to be black. So that's going to be my logo. Okay. Now I want to animate this logo. So let's say I'm going to have this kind of approach to it, and then I'm going to animate it. So I can do whatever I want, depends how do you want to animate this. So let's say, for example, I'm gonna make these scale from inside to outside. They pop, okay? So I'm gonna start with the orange, and then with the black, and then I want these to come fly from far away, and then together we shall maybe come in a different way, whichever. So I'm gonna start with this. I'm gonna select them all to make things easier and fast. I can select also these with them, because if I want them to be scaled all together, I can do. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make 5 frames, for example, and I'm gonna scale them down and make sure they are scaling, okay, from each one by itself as locally. So I'm gonna go right click on scale, and I'm gonna make sure the scale is gonna be 0. So now there's animation here from 100% to 0%. Great. But my scale, I want it to be in a different way. So I want them to be not visible, and then they scale out. So I want this key to be in front of the other. So this kind of thing. Great. If I want it to be like bouncing, okay, I can just do a simple way. So this frame, which is the 10, I'm gonna copy it after 2 frames, and then copy it again after 2 frames. So I want it to go a bit larger, then go back to its original, a bit smaller, sorry, and then go back to its original shape. So this one, I'm gonna scale it up, something like that maybe, and then this, I'm gonna scale it down, something like that, and then they'll come back. So I'm gonna play it. Okay, can you see how it bounces? It bounced. So now I want to spread them because I want each one by itself. Okay, each one by itself. So I'm gonna select them, okay, and make sure everything, I'm gonna select all the keys, and then I'm gonna space them up. So let's say each 2 frames, one of them will show. So let's say maybe more, maybe each 5 frames. So that's gonna be the first one. We're gonna start with this orange, and then with this. So this is gonna be here. I'm gonna select them all and push them. After 5 seconds, I'm gonna start with this, push it. After 5 frames, I'm gonna push this, 20. Okay, so this is how it's gonna be. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, on 25, I'm gonna start with this one. On this, on 30, and then 35, and then 45. Sorry, then 40. So it's gonna be this way. Okay, great. I have a small issue because I reset my file, and then I'm working with 100 frames, and most probably I'm working with NTSC. So make sure you have this as part from the beginning, or else if I change it now, it's going to be a problem. So I'm going to keep it as NTSC. I'm going to make it 150 frames, which is basically 6 seconds or 5 seconds, because I need a bit of time, and then we can check it. So this is how it's going to be. Great. And then it's paused. And now I want to plastic to show. Okay, I think I have something wrong here. Oh no, okay, because I cannot see the eye very well. Okay, I'm just gonna make it so I can see the eye better. Alright, so now I have this stuff. So I need plastica to come, let's say, from somewhere, from the space, coming from up and coming inside, from outside to inside. So great, I can do them the same way. And select them all. 5 frames. I'm gonna move them Z-axis, maybe Y-axis, a bit Z and a bit Y. So they're gonna come from somewhere here. I can just definitely move them from here. So something. Okay, so they're gonna come from outside the screen and come in. Definitely we're working the opposite way. So I'm gonna move this frame, this key from 0 to 10. So it's gonna go from 5 to 10, and then the animation is gonna start. Okay, so definitely these two, they should not start here. They're gonna start somewhere at 80 frames. So it's gonna be somewhere in 45 maybe. I think 40. So here, I want them to start coming along. Okay, so I'm gonna have the B and then the A. I can make them also bounce if you want, so I can do this also. So all I need to do is copy this, 2 frames and then 2 frames, and then I'm gonna do the same thing. Okay, I'm gonna move them on Z a bit downward, and then they're gonna come up a bit upward, and they're gonna go to the place. I'm gonna do it. Okay, so see the bounce. So I'm doing all together, so I don't have to repeat each one the same. So now what I will do, I did the animation and now I space them out. So I'm gonna start with the B from 40, great. At 45, I need to start with the A. So I'm gonna push this to 45. The S is gonna be at 50. The T is gonna be at 55. The I is gonna be on 60. The K is going to be on 65, and the A is going to be on 70. And that's it. So it's going to be like this. Okay? Great. So it looks good. And now I want together we stand to start from frame 80 maybe. And I want it not to be letter by letter, so it doesn't matter because I detach them together, but I want them to animate all together. So I want this to come from 5 frames also, from inside, from maybe this way out. So I'm just gonna move it outward till it's out of the screen, and that's it. But I want it to be the opposite way, so I'm gonna do the same thing again and again. So it's gonna move this way. Okay. Definitely I don't want it to start from here. It's gonna start from 85, I think, or 80. I think 80. So plastica, and then together we stand. But I want together to stand also to bounce. So what I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to select this, shift and drag 2 frames, shift and drag 2 frames. And then in here I'm going to move it a bit on the X, and then a bit on the X, the other side, and then go back. So because it's going to be fast, it's going to bounce. Play. I think it's a bit too fast. That's why I didn't see the bounce, even though it's big. It's a big bounce. So I'm just gonna move it a bit further. Okay, so we're gonna have 10 frames. Okay, there we go. So this is a simple exercise of my logo. Okay, make things dynamic. Everything is not just scaling, it's bouncing. Scale bounce, move bounce, and then another move bounce. Great. Definitely we can do something different. I did another exercise. That's the same logo. I have it in a different way. I had a border for it. I'm just going to open the file and show you another one. I'm going to save this. I'm going to save it as animated 1. And I'm going to show you the other one, which was made in a different way. And that's it. Okay? A different way. So I'm just going to add, I would say, another second or two. Let's say 175. Okay, so this is PAL already. Just to give it a bit of pause at the end. So this is how it's going to look. Okay, and this is the logo. So I made it the opposite way, animated it, and then flipped it back to its original position. Okay, so you can do your own. Just go and create your own logo, or just download online any logo and try to play around with it. Import it to 3D Max, try to animate it, and try to get whatever you're looking for. Thank you for watching.